Hello and welcome to Edupedia World, the one-stop shop for all your learning needs. Today, we are going to start learning the Hindi language. Before that, let us learn something about the Hindi language. The Hindi language is spoken widely in the northern parts of India and also in the western, central and eastern states along with their regional languages. Quite a few people in southern parts of India also do speak Hindi, though its concentration is less as compared to the rest of India. So, welcome to the world of Hindi language. If I were to say this in Hindi, then it would have been हिंदी भाषा की दुनिया में आपका स्वागत है. With this, we go on to the learning of the script of Hindi language. First, let us learn the vowels in Hindi. Now, Hindi follows the devnagri script. Like most of the scripts and languages in the world, the Hindi language is written from left to right. Yes, from left to right. Also, another prominent feature of this language is a sleeping line for each and every letter. Do you see that? Yeah, very good. Now, we will learn the pronunciations of each and every letter. The vowels in Hindi are A, I, U, E, I, O, Aha and Ru. Okay? Now, let us first learn how do we write these letters. A. What is A? Make a basic 3. Then add a sleeping line. Then add a standing line to it, and as per the norm, the letter completes with a sleeping line on the top. That becomes your A. Let us revisit A 3, a sleeping line, a standing line, and a small sleeping line on the top. That's your A. Now, from A, you go on to A. What is an A? It's simply an A with a standing line added on the right side. Yeah? Again, 3, sleeping line, standing line, and a sleeping line on the top. That is your A. A. Now, we proceed to E. This is also E and this is also E. Why two E's? Yes. One is short E, also called as Raswa E in Hindi. Another E is a long E, that is called as Dirgha E in Hindi. How do we write an E? Make a small standing line, make an S, and end it with a slant down there. Of course, you have to place a sleeping line on the top. Let's revise. Sleeping line, S and a slant with sleeping line on the top. That is our E. Small E, Chota E, Raswa E, E. Then we proceed to Dirgha E, long E, E. What is the difference? just make an arc on the top. This arc is also called as the rafar in Hindi. Rafar. Yes? Good. So again, small standing line, an S, a slanting line, an arc on the top, and a sleeping line. Yes? E. E. Just like how you have a short E and a long E, that is a rasva E and a dirgha E, you also have U, oo, short U, rasva U, long U, dirgha U. How did we make it? A 3 with a sleeping line on the top. That becomes your simple short U. Okay? U. To make it to a dirgha U, you have to add the arc, but this time on the right side. Yeah? On the right side of the letter 3. That becomes your U. A, I, E, U, U. Then let's proceed. A. A. How do we make an A? Standing line, slanting line, standing line, followed by a small arc down there. Yeah? And naturally, don't forget the sleeping line on the top. That's your A. Continuation of A is I. I is basically an A with a slanting line on the top. Do you see that? Very good. Yes. A, I. Standing line, slanting line. Standing line with a small arc, a slant on the top, and no forgetting the sleeping line. Yes, very good. A, I. Then O. What is an O? Do you see an A? Yes. Do you see the resemblance? Yes. So O is basically an A with a slant on the top. Yes? Good. How did we make an O? A 3, a sleeping line, a standing line, another standing line, and a slant on the top. I repeat, do not forget the sleeping line here. In every letter, in fact. Yeah? So that's our O. Then we go on to OW, an extension of O. So with O, you have to add another slant on the top. That becomes your OW, cow, OW. Yes, OW. Then we go on to What is an A with a dot on the top. Now this dot is also called as bindu. Yeah, this is also called as bindu in Hindi. Dot. Yes. Then aha. Aha. Aha is basically an A with 2 dots on the right side of A. That becomes your aha. And finally, we have the ru. Ru. How did we make a ru? Make a semi-triangle, add a standing line, and then make the small English R. And of course, accompanied by the sleeping line on the top. Let us revise. Semi-triangle, standing line, small English R, sleeping line. That becomes our rule. Let us see the vowels once again. A, E, U, A, I, O, Aha, Ru. Very good. Yes, now we are kind of perfect with the vowels. So let's proceed. Now here are the basic consonants in Hindi. They are as follows. K, H, G, Gh, Ng. I repeat. K, H, G, G, Ng. Ng. Yes, don't worry. Some letters will come with practice. Now, let us understand how did we write these letters. Make a small circle, standing line, and then make an incomplete circle on the right side. Do you see that? It is not necessarily joined. Though some of them do join. You will see that as well sometimes in some writings. Yes? So this is your K. A sleeping line on the top. So how did we make a K? A small circle, standing line, and an incomplete circle. That's our K. Then we go on to K. K, make a small standing line, make a sort of a semicircle, and then make a circle and a standing line. This is our K. Here, do not forget to join this R to the standing line. Okay? Yeah, very good. This is K. Then we go on to G. What is G? Standing line and a small loop down there with a standing line on the right side. G. G. And a sleeping line on the top. Then Gh. Start with making a small arc, another arc. You may call it as a mirror image of 3. Yes? It's almost like a mirror image of 3. And then join that arc to a standing line. That becomes our Gh. Want me to do it once again? Here it is. A mirror image of 3, a standing line, and a sleeping line on the top. Gh. Ng. Ng. Small standing line, an S and a dot on the right side with a sleeping line on the top. In E, how had we done it? We had added a slant down. But this is not E. This is Ng, right? So it's just without a slant down there. And a dot on the right side. Okay? Ng. Okay, let us revise this first line. K, H, G, Gh, Ng. Done? Very good. Then we go on to Ch. Here we say these letters as Ch, Ch, J, Jh, Ny. How did we do them? Let's go one by one. Ch. Make a small sleeping line. Make an arc down there and add a standing line. Add a standing line and a sleeping line on the top. That becomes your Ch. What did we make? First, a sleeping line, then an arc, and then a standing line. sleeping line on the top. That becomes your ch. Ch, then ch. Ch. You start with the mirror image of 3, but here you are going a little down from the sleeping line, from the upper line. Yeah? You're not joining it. There is a gap. Do you see that? Good observation. So, a mirror image of 3. Take that curve up there, make a small loop and leave it down there. Yes? And complete the loop with a standing line towards the top and a sleeping line on the top. That becomes our ch. Yes? Wonderful. Good. Then we go on to j. J is first make an arc, then a sleeping line, a standing line and sleeping line on the top. Don't get confused between ch and j. In ch, we had first made the sleeping line and then an arc. Here, we are first making an arc, yeah, and then a sleeping line joined to the standing line. Here, the arc was joined to the standing line. Yes, to the standing line, sorry. So, ch, ch, j, then j. Remember the E, the chota E, the rasva E? Make that rasva E. Let me revise it for you. A small standing line, an S, a slanting line down there, and to this E, you join a sleeping line and a standing line and a sleeping line on the top. That is our j. J. Yes? Okay. J, nya. Make a small semicircle, a standing semicircle with a small sleeping line, standing line and a sleeping line on the top. Easy? Pronunciation may not be that easy for you right now, but don't worry, that will come with practice. Yes? Good. Let's revisit this line. Ch, ch, j, jh, nya. K, kh, g, gh, ng. Ch, ch, j, jh, nya. Then we go on to the next line. T. Okay, what is this line? How do we pronounce this line? T, th, d, dh, n, n. Okay, how did we make a T? A standing line, small standing line, and a semicircle opening on the right side. Yes, and a sleeping line on the top. Toe. Toe. Okay. The semicircle is opening on the right side. Remember these things. Toe. Okay. Then toe. Very simple. Very simple. Make a small standing line and then simply make a circle. Toe. Sleeping line on the top. Toe. Yes. Very good. D. Now don't confuse D with N. Here you have a bindu on the right side. Here you do not have any bindu on the right side. Okay. T, th, d, dh, n. D. Sometimes you will also find a dot down below the letter. Sometimes. Yes? It's the same. It's basically the same. Okay? Yeah. T, th, d. Then we go on to dh. Dh. Basically a T with a small loop down there. Do you see this loop? Yes. How did we make it? A small standing line, a semicircle opening towards the right, and a loop, and sleeping line on the top. Yes, that's your dh. Now just like what I said for d, the same goes for dh as well. You may also find the writings where the dh has a dot down there below the letter. It's the same basically, so don't get confused. Okay? Good. And finally, in this line we have n. What is n? How did we make that? Standing line, a small arc, and finish the standing line taking it to the top, along with a standing line, a proper standing line going down there on the right side, and sleeping line on the top. That's our n. Should we revisit the line? Yes, of course. T, th, d, dh, n. Wonderful. Let's continue. This line is called, how do we pronounce these words? T, th, d, dh, n. How did we make it? T. Make an arc from down to up. Make a sleeping line. Make a standing line. And then another sleeping line on the top. That's our T. T. Yes? Very good. Then th. Th. You start with a small loop. Then bring that arc down. Make another arc and join it to a standing line with a sleeping line on the top. Okay? Here the sleeping line doesn't necessarily go near the loop. There is a small gap out there. Do you see that? That is the way it is written. Yes? The, th, then the. The, make a small standing line, open the semicircle towards your right side, just like how you did in t, and then complete it with a slant down there. Do you see that? Wonderful. And a sleeping line on the top. Yes, that is our the. The. Then we go on to the. The. Now, do you see some learning that we gathered from the? Yes. Even here, the sleeping line does not touch this loop. Yes, there is a small slight gap. Remember these things. They turn out to be handy while writing. Yeah? Very good. Here, how did we make a the? Start out with a small loop. Then make a mirror image of 3. And then add a standing line. Yes? Is this confusing? There is, I believe, maybe you're confused with gh and the. But my dear friends, remember this. Here there is no loop, whereas here in the there is a loop. Yes? Gh was joined, gh had a sleeping line completely. The has a sleeping line only partially on the top. Yeah, do you get that? Very good. Don't get confused. Yeah. So the. Good. And then no. A small loop, a sleeping line, a standing line, and another sleeping line on the top. Very good. We revisit this line. The, th, the, no. Then, next line, the letters are pronounced thus. P, F, B, B, M. Let us see how they are written. Per, make a standing line, join an arc and a standing line with a sleeping line on the top. This becomes our per. Yeah? Then fur. Right from up there, make a standing line, make a small curve and continue it on the right side of the standing line. Yeah? And a standing line. The better way of writing is make a standing line, an arc, complete the standing line, go a little up and finish the arc on the right side of the standing line and a sleeping line on the top. Fur, fur. Okay? Then burr. What is burr? Make a circle, a standing line. There is a slanting line in the middle, inside the circle. Don't forget the slanting line. Slanting line. Yes, and a sleeping line on the top. This is our burr. Burr is incomplete without the slant, so please do not forget. Burr, fur, burr, bhur. Bhur. Okay. First make a loop, standing line, make a loop down there again, then a sleeping line, standing line and a sleeping line on the top. Again, just like th, dh, bh also will have a sleeping line which does not touch the loop. Yeah? There is a small gap that exists between the loop and the standing line for the sleeping line. Yeah? Good. Bh. Then m. Standing line, loop, sleeping line and then standing line. Finally, a sleeping line on the top. M. Then y. How is y made? Before that, will you want to revisit? P, f, b, bh, m. Then y. This line. In this line, we pronounce the letters as y, r, l, v. How do we write them? Let's take a look right now. You made a curve, an arc, then made another curve and a standing line with the sleeping line on the top. Yes? Does this confuse you? Does this look like th? Yes, to some extent, with a major difference. In th you have the loop. Yes? In y you do not have any loop. Confusion cleared? Wonderful. Y. Y with no loop. No loops down there. Yeah? Y. Then r. R. Simply make a standing line with a small arc and a slant down there with a sleeping line on the top. This is part of kh. In kh, what had I told you? Do you remember? Don't forget to join this. Yes, why? Because if you forget to join it, it might be confused as r. Because r, you are not making the other part. You're just writing this part and you're ending it right there. Do you see that? So please be careful. R. Then L. Start with an arc from down and then make a small slant joining a standing line and a sleeping line on the top. That's our L. Then V. Does this look like B? Yes, with one big major difference. In this circle, you don't have the slanting line. That was the reason I told you B is incomplete without a slanting line within the circle. Yes? So V is without any slanting line. V. So how did you make it? Simply make a circle and a standing line with sleeping line on the top naturally. Yeah? Good. Y, R, L, V. Then we go on to the last line, pronunciation of which is sh, sh, s, h, r, r. Okay? How did we make it? Start with a loop, make a semicircle, make a slanting line down there, a standing line and a sleeping line on the top. Again, this sleeping line does not touch the loop. So this is pretty much the case with any letter that has a loop on the top. Yeah? Did you observe? Very good. Sure. Then there is another sh, which is basically like a P with a slant inside that arc. Okay? Yeah. Yes. This is P and this is sh. How did we make a sh? Standing line, a small arc, standing line, completing down there, a slant inside it, and a sleeping line on the top. Sh, sh, s. S is r, basically a r, with a sleeping line and a standing line and a sleeping line on the top. So, yeah, got it? Very good. So, then h, a small standing line, a sleeping line with a small arc, incomplete, and from the middle you have another arc going from top to bottom, opening towards the right side. Yeah? H. Should we revise? Yeah. A small standing line, a sleeping line, make a small curve, then go ahead, have the curve incomplete till here, and from here you make one more curve opening towards the right side. Okay, that's your H. Then R. Rotate the 8. Yes, isn't this an 8? Yes, it's just that it's in the sleeping position, right? Yes. Sleeping 8 with the standing line, small standing line, and a sleeping line on the top. That's our L. L. Yes. Now we should visit all of these once again. K, K, G, Gh, Ng. Ch, Ch, J, Jh, Ny. T, Th, D, Dh, N. T, Th, D, Dh, N. P, F, B, Bh, M. Y, R, L, V. Sh, Sh, S, H, R. Want me to revise those places which are confusing, or those points which you want to remember? In K, don't forget to join this arc to the standing line. Yes? Then Gh and Dh. Difference being, in Gh there is no loop on the top, whereas in Dh there is. In fact, it starts with a loop. Yeah? And The sleeping line does not touch the loop. Then ng and d. Ng, you have a dot on the right side. D, you do not have a dot on the right side. You might find a dot below the letter in some writings. Yes? So don't get confused here. Ch, ch, j, jh, ng. Ch and j. Don't get confused. Ch, first a sleeping line, then an arc with a standing line and a sleeping line on the top. J, first it opens with a curve and then a sleeping line. Yeah? No confusions, please. Then D and T. Yes? The only difference being T does not have a loop. D has a loop. Okay? Then Th and Y. Th, it starts with a loop. Y, it does not start with a loop. That is the only difference. Then B and V. Now what is the difference? In B, in the circle, there is a slanting line. In V, there is no slanting line. There is no slanting line. Yeah? Then R is basically K without the V. Yeah? And finally, P and Sh. In P, you do not have a slanting line. In Sh, you do have a slanting line. So, I hope you learnt quite some useful, interesting and important things in Hindi. So thank you for watching the entire video and all the very best for your Hindi learning. I'm sure we are going to do a lot of new things in the upcoming chapters. Yeah? So, thank you. Thank you very much. In Hindi, I will be saying Dhanyavad. Yeah? Dhanyavad.